Hello, welcome to today's video. My name is Megan and this is Train Girl in Motion. I try to make videos about, realistic fashion choices. I work a typical 9-to-5 job. I'm just honestly a really average lady, and that's who I have started to enjoy watching, just people that I can connect to, people who seem like me in their life choices and the things that they have to juggle. So I know that this video is not going to get a ton of traction, obviously being really new to YouTube, and also it's not about the most glamorous subject. There are so many people on YouTube who do the have-it-all lifestyle really well. It works for them, but I am not one of those people. So I am just starting to tell my friends and family that I am doing the YouTube thing, and also suggestion, if you ever have to tell your mom that you're doing YouTube, don't start out with, "Hey mom, I'm making videos for the internet." I gave her a panic attack. But anyway, they're really lovely and really supportive, but I'm also way too nervous yet, to show them the actual content. They just know theoretically I am doing this. So I thought I would do something that's really important to me, financial responsibility, so that hopefully they do not panic when they find out that I am into this kind of stuff, because this comes with some sacrifice. I can't just go out and thoughtlessly buy this. I have to save up, and if I'm being honest, I've actually saved up more money now that I've gotten into luxury handbags and luxury goods than before I was, if that makes sense. I used to just be so willy-nilly with fast fashion and not really needing to think about buying cheap purses, and honestly, all of it, so much of it, ended up getting donated or sold. I now have to think so much more carefully about my spending habits, where if I want to buy something like this, I will think, okay, do I want to be X number of dollars further away from my next dream bag? Do I want to be X number of dollars away from my next Chanel bag? Because that's what I actually have to weigh the cost of. I can't just, no one's giving these to me. I'm a teeny little YouTube channel. No one knows I exist. And I know that there are so many people in my life who this is not normal. This wanting a Chanel handbag is so unusual to them. But there are a number of things that I don't do, and I know that they do, because I just don't want to spend my money that way, but it works for them. So without much more rambling, today's video is going to be all about the things I don't buy. Things that I think are totally normal to buy. People love them, that's great. As long as you have joy out of them, that's awesome. No criticism. But as I said, I'm not a have-it-all girl. I can't put my money in every single one of these pots and still be able to buy something like this. This comes with a lot of work, and things in other areas have to give. So, in honor of my darling mom, who has not seen these videos yet, I'll start with the first one. Completely normal, really almost expected for a lot of women. I do not get manicures or pedicures. These are my nails. You'll never hear me apologize saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, my nails aren't done," because I would never be able to stop. My nails are never done. I shape and file them at home. It's fine. No one's died yet. I don't really get pedicures. I've gotten 2 this year, and one of those was only because I was getting married and it was like a fun activity to do with my mom. But otherwise, I can do all the things they do at home. I'm not really even fussed about having polish on my toes. Honestly, it has never negatively impacted my life that I am not paying $35, sometimes a lot more, for a pedicure. I mean, because obviously, it differs by city, and then you tip, and they just get so expensive. In fact, I think maybe later when I'm editing, I'll add some rough estimates about how much I save per year because I don't do these things. My mom, she was a night nurse, right? You know, she worked 12-hour shifts and she loved to get her nails done. It was the only time that someone was pampering her and just fully focused on her. I totally get that. That makes sense. But she wasn't into this kind of stuff, and that's cool. She loved to get her nails done, and I just don't really want to put my money there. So I figured I would start with my mom, so, you know, no one can feel like I'm criticizing them for choosing to put their money towards these things, because whatever works for you. I don't like getting my nails done. I can do it at home. Okay, so the next thing, I drive a really old car, not like a sexy, cool old car, vintage car, whatever. I drive a 20-year-old Honda. 21-year-old Honda. This is not a spiffy car. The only thing that I'm really missing out on from having an older car is I can't do that whole, you know, really cutesy, like purse riding shotgun picture with, you know, you have your pretty bag and it's in your glamorous leather seat and it looks great. That's the only thing I'm giving up by driving an older car. But I love this car. The gas mileage is incredible. Oh gosh, I just don't care. You know, I have saved so much money because I don't care about having all the things that maybe people think I should have. People will project this image onto you. If you're into luxury handbags, they think that you either must want or need all of the other glamorous pieces to make up that lifestyle. In fact, something that made me laugh and also cringe, roll my eyes. My husband loves the Gentleman's Gazette here on YouTube. We watch a ton of their videos. They're great. But, you know, they every now and then they can say things. Like, I remember in one video they were talking about things that just don't quite look right. I can't remember the exact context, but the guy on there said, oh, it's like if you see someone with a really nice handbag stepping out of a dumpy car and you think to yourself, something doesn't look right about that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's me. Yeah, he's talking about me. That's fine. And it really is fine. I don't know why we're going to look at someone and think, well, you have a really nice handbag, but you're driving a car that costs less than that handbag. I love my car. I'm really sentimental about it. It drives great. It's so inexpensive. I'm not paying car payments because I own it. The only cost I have to do is general maintenance, and everybody needs to do that. Also, because it's a Honda, the general maintenance is really inexpensive. I don't need to take it to a dealer. I buy nice tires because I live in New England and we get a lot of snow and rain and just really harsh winters, but even the best tires for my car are really, really cheap. I know people have just spent hundreds of dollars per tire. Mine are a lot less. So I will never feel bad about driving my older car. I'm sure one day I will get a nicer one, but it's just not a priority right now. Okay, so on to the third thing. I don't buy drinks out. Now, all of this stuff is all pre-COVID, you know, because I know a lot of us have had to change our lifestyles, but even before COVID, I'm not a big drinker anyway. I don't particularly go out. I never really liked going out to happy hours. This can be hard when that's the main social activity, especially when you start a new job and you want to get to know people. Main bonding activities, people will go out to happy hour and they will spend hundreds per week at happy hour, and that is socially acceptable. It's totally normal. That's fine for them, but it's also really funny to me that probably a number of them would greatly criticize me for liking handbags. Now, that's fine, to each their own, but I just don't I'm not inclined to spend a lot of money on a happy hour. My husband and I, we buy the beer and wine that we like at home. We make cocktails. He's really into single malt scotch. We have a number in this one cabinet that we call Boozy Town. That's what we like to do, and we just can buy the things we like. But in the US, I know, especially like in the Northeast, it's almost expected that you will go out and get cocktails, you'll meet up with friends, and the bar tab at the end of the night will be well over 50 bucks. Now, all of that can go towards SLGs or nice shoes or things that I would rather spend my money on, but that's just me. Okay, so the fourth thing is coffees out. I love to get coffees out. It's one of my favorite things to do with my husband. We'll go on these really long walks on the weekend. I love to sit at a cafe and people watch. We'll get an espresso, but I do it so much less than I used to, especially when I started my job. It was a really big thing for all the ladies would go out in the morning and grab their coffee and chit chat. And it was fun to be able to bond in that way, have an easy way to connect with someone. But I found myself buying so many coffees. It just became the default. And gosh, like a latte is what, $4.50, you know, and it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but I have spent so much money buying inexpensive things that really add up over time. So I, for the most part, have cut all of that out. I really just drink tea now at home. I'll bring it in a travel mug. It's not a big deal, but I will still get a coffee out because it's just something I love to do. I love to get cappuccinos on the weekends, and we're sitting out, especially there are so many beautiful cafes in New England where you can sit on the sidewalk and just really enjoy the autumn weather and people watch all the dogs. It's great. I still love to do that, but I do it so much less than I used to. It's not just a habitual part of my day, walk into work, grab a coffee, because even just 3 times a week, that really adds up. And I was doing that prior to buying these things, and I had no idea how much it added up. So another thing that is totally normal to get, but that I don't do, is I don't have a gym membership. We got rid of it. It was only $12 a month, which again is really inexpensive. It's the price of like a typical, like Netflix subscription, that kind of thing. But I found that I can work out at home. I'm motivated enough to work out at home. I jump rope, I have a few weights. All that stuff especially goes on sale in the wintertime or right after New Year's when everyone's doing their resolutions and whatnot. But I just had a one-time investment in buying a yoga mat, a couple weights. Jump ropes are really inexpensive, and that's what I like to do. You know, 15-minute workout once a day for me was way better than paying for a gym membership, which in the grand scheme of things, it adds up. And I was only going twice a month, maybe, at most 3 times a month, because I just couldn't be bothered. I found that it's so much better for me to just have a really short workout at home and just get it done. Anyway. Okay, so the next thing that I have kind of given up is I don't really dry clean clothes anymore. I mostly just buy things that I can hand wash, and I've learned to hand wash from home. I'm really into silk blouses and dresses and really ornate detailed things. I was spending an obscene amount of money on dry cleaning clothes. I never appreciated how quick it was to wash it from home. It usually just takes garment bags and a delicate setting on a washer, but even if I just had to wash it in a tub of soapy water, that I would do it. I mean, if you think about how much time it takes just to go to the dry cleaner, drop it off, even if you're doing it with other errands, picking it back up, remembering the little sheet of paper that they give you. But anyway, it's just a silly thing, but I have saved so much money on just learning to wash my clothes from home, just testing something out on the delicate setting in my washer. Now, I know not all of them are created equal, but we have an older washer and dryer. I use a garment bag, and I've actually never had any problems. I definitely recommend testing your items before you do it. You know, maybe testing something a little less expensive that you wouldn't mind getting ruined, but it was well worth it. Okay, so onto the fun part of the video. Now that you've heard me ramble on about all the things I don't buy, let's talk about this. Now this is going to be an unbagging, not an unboxing, an unzipping. Okay, that makes it sound way more provocative than it really is. But I bought a piece of ready-to-wear from Salvatore Ferragamo. This was at the outlet. A lot of the things that they have in there right now were in the boutiques last fall. and they just didn't sell for some reason. They'll often have limited sizes, but I ended up buying, let's see if I can actually do this on camera. I bought a red coat. I love this red coat. I'm going to have to do a cutaway. Ooh, maybe now. Let's see if my editing works. Maybe right now? Okay. I love this red coat. I had a huge thing for Carmen Sandiego growing up. I don't have a red coat anymore because the one I did have was way too small. Frankly, it was too small when I bought it. That's another thing. I've stopped buying clothes that are too small, too big, just for the one day that I might be able to wear it. And I got rid of my red coat, even though I love it. And I was finally able to replace it yesterday. It was just the most perfect piece. Let's see, they give you a beautiful garment bag and a nice hanger, because that is a pet peeve of mine when they give you this, or when, oh gosh, at the store when they're sitting on these dinky little plastic hangers and then the shoulders are completely warped. They'll have those big nubs on the side. But I love this coat. It was a great price. I'll have any measurements or relevant information down below. And I really wanted to make this video so that my family knows I haven't completely lost my mind, because they know I've always liked to shop. They know I've always been a girly girl, but they might not know it's been this bad. And it might be really easy to freak out when you see the price of some of these handbags. People will just bluntly ask me, oh my gosh, how much did that cost you? But they don't know about all the things I don't buy and that are perfectly acceptable to buy. There's nothing wrong with liking those things, but I like this, you know. In fact, I'll say I have never faced so much criticism in my life than when I told people that, no, I don't drink. There were about 4 years of my life where I didn't drink anything. And also not drinking anything, my tolerance was also really low. So not wanting to make a fool out of myself out with coworkers, I just didn't drink anything at all. And I have never been so harshly criticized and questioned in my life. You'd think I told them something crazy, and also something that was their business. I just didn't, you know. Now I'll have a glass of wine. We really love making cocktails at home. But that's what works for me, and I really hope to contribute to the internet so that people know that you need to just do what works for you. Like I said, can't say it enough, I'm so not a have-it-all girl. I live in an older apartment because it has all the space that we want, but it's less expensive. It doesn't have all the gizmos, you know, that flashy apartments come with, and I'm so content with that. I am really glad that I figured it out reasonably early, that I don't need to have things to make other people happy. I don't spend a lot of money just to impress other people. That's crazy. You know, the flowers for my wedding, I tell everybody. My husband and I, we picked them out at the grocery store 2 days prior to the wedding, and I love them. Oh, they were beautiful. They made me so happy, and no one would have known the ribbon that I wrapped around my bouquet. I don't know, I saved it because it came with some order, and I thought it was pretty and it would make for really good holiday wrapping or something. I don't know, it was like this blush pink. Wrapped it around my roses and they were beautiful. But who cares if, you know, my flowers are hundreds of dollars or $20? It shouldn't make a difference to anyone. And I have friends who have literally, you know, they buy florist packages, and that makes them happy, and this makes me happy. So I really hope that that gives you a better idea about what my channel's about, a little bit more about me. I know this is not going to be the most exciting video because I'm talking about how I try to be responsible, but I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. If any of this resonated with you, maybe consider subscribing, liking this video so that I know I'm not alone, and just, you know, I really enjoy making these videos, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.